Hey, welcome back. Hope everybody is having a great Tuesday, and thank you so much for joining me talking all things Masters of the Universe. Today on the channel, guys, we're going to be looking at the CGI's version of Stridor and the final look of He-Man in this brand here. One of the very last figures to come out in the CGI line. We'll compare the figures in the packaging, the look of them, the artwork and stuff like that. Of course, I had to bring out my Origins version of Stridor here and Night Stalker, for a little back drop, art there, and have a lot of fun. Of course, if you are new to my channel or first time watching, I hope you will subscribe afterwards. I hope you'll hit that like button, and thank you so much for doing that. Hit that notification bell when you upload new videos, and please share this video who has a passion and a love for collecting all things Masters of the Universe. Without further ado, let's take a look at Stridor and He-Man, of course. And here we go. Here he is in the packaging. Well, Stridor in the packaging, right there. Look at the back. You got, of course, you got Grayskull in the background. You got the Netflix logo. And there's, of course, He-Man. And at some point, this is the very last version of He-Man that came out in the CGI line. And at some point on the channel, I will show you every version of He-Man in CGI form. At some point, and I did something similar to this, like with Skeletor, a while back. And I'm talking about every version of He-Man, not just from CGI, but there was also a CGI version in Origins, and of course Masterverse. And speaking of which, if you are interested, because as of filming this, whenever you be watching this on on Tuesday, I hope you are able to pre-order your Glendar Origins figure from Mattel Creations, and there is a sale right now at Mattel Creations. I'm not being sponsored, but I just went on there on the website just to skim through anything new, besides Glendar. And there is a sale right now for some figures, and that He-Man 4-pack from Origins is on sale right now. They marked it down to $90. So I think that's a great price. I think $90 for 4 figures, and with custom art, a really cool box. I mean, very cool artwork. I think that is a great deal. It's on sale right now at $90, and quite a other items from Motu. All right, so I would check it out, as soon as possible. All right, just a little, just get a little, what do you call it? Little, I'm blanking here, guys. Just a little information about that, if you are interested. Okay, but here we go, guys. Here's old Stridor here. Now, you get these guns right here. And he's got a really, really cool paint job, I will say, about this figure. What I don't like about this figure is, if you handed me this figure, I mean, at this point right here, as this is the very final, this is the last wave, the last, hoorah as far as the CGI line was concerned. They were trying to, Mattel was trying to, give us something, trying something different, and, just throwing it out there. It's like a Hail Mary with the Stridor figure here. Because if you handed me this figure right here, out of the packaging and asked me what this is, I honestly couldn't tell you. I mean, you had to give me a hint. And if you said something about Motu, excuse me, guys, everybody, pardon me. If you like I said, if you handed me this figure and you told me what this is, and I couldn't even tell you. I would say some sort of mechanical horse. Now, Stridor, kind of reminds me of those old ancient, battle horses, from the gods, from the Greek gods, like Pegasus, That's what when I see this, that's what I get that feel for. But I don't know. I mean, there's no eyes, very little personality. Like I said, I couldn't even begin to tell you, or guess what this was. If you handed me this horse, out of the packaging and asked me what this is, I would have to give you, have you give me a hint. And even so, if you say this is part of the Motu line, my first guess would be Night Stalker. I don't know, because I was, because I feel like this is more of a Night Stalker look with the paint job here than Stridor. Very different, very unique. I don't know. It's something that, something I don't know. I don't know how to describe, the feeling I'm seeing with the Stridor here. But we'll keep looking. Maybe, of course, you got He-Man here. You got the He-Man Master of the Universe. You got He-Man, and of course, and Stridor. Part of the CGI line right there. Of course, this is part of the kind of the rides or the vehicles line of the CGI line. There was quite a few vehicles. At some point, I'll show you like all the vehicles in the line here. But yeah, they were just trying anything and everything. This, of course, is the final, like one of the final figures to come out. Part of that Savage Eternia line we've looked at before on the channel. And I feel like this was a vehicle or figure that was supposed to be. I feel like if there was a season 4 in the CGI line on Netflix, that this is where you would find Stridor on that show. So I think they made the toy before they announced the cancellation of the show, and so it was very limited production. I was happy to find this. This is very hard to find, and I found it on Amazon. And we'll look at He-Man in a second here. But let's take a look at the back right here. So there is old Stridor here. You mount the guns right there, and you also can mount the power sword on the back right there on his back leg. Very like no. Of course, then again, the whole line is very very limited on the articulation. But there he is with He-Man. Of course, there's He-Man by himself. All right. Now, of course, I know this line is not for everybody, and I get it. This is a line that I will admit bombed. It flopped. I will admit that. This was a line that even Mattel, I felt like, didn't even try to back it up or try to, promote it, I feel. Of course, this is more of the kid-friendly, childlike, line. The series was not bad. I like the series. If you haven't seen it, I recommend at least watching a few episodes of the Netflix CGI line of He-Man. It was a different take. Like I've said it before, it's a different universe, a different take of He-Man, but it kept the core values of He-Man and what he stood for with his friends in her Skeletor and all that. But of course, a line, like I said, this didn't, like, Mattel never got behind, never promoted it. But I will say about this line, just like Orange, they gave us a variety of different, like, like figures, play sets, vehicles, figures. I mean, everything. They gave us quite a bit of, 7-inch, figures, a full-on Grayskull with this particular line here. Vehicles, like I said, gave us a Talon Fighter as well. Multiple versions of He-Man and Skeletor and variety of different figures. And I feel like if this line was at least pushed from Mattel somewhat, it might have gotten some more legs, I felt. Now, that's my feelings about this. I'm sure you guys have different opinions. And, this is not a line for everybody. And I get it. This is my third favorite line, to collect. And I'm almost complete with this line here. Almost 100% complete. With collecting almost every version of this particular line in the CGI line. I'm just missing, I think, 2 figures in the collection, which I can hopefully find very soon to be 100% complete. But this was also a fun line, right? To collect a different take on He-Man. And like I said before, with with the other videos on the CGI line, to me, it gave me that sense of 80s feel with the figures there. Very little articulation, like the 80s vintage figures, kind of like the spring-loaded waist. So that's the thing I liked about this line. Now, let's talk about He-Man here. Here's old He-Man right here. Another thing that people, like, I didn't really care for, it was the small heads on these figures here, on these big, wide bodies, these big, wide shoulders and bodies with these figures here. But there's old He-Man once again. Now, he's kind of like that same variant, which we'll see very soon. The Savage Eternia version of He-Man. You got the black lions on his shoulder blades. There's the power sword in the back, Of course, this symbol right here was in the Revolution show, all right? Like I said, when He-Man had to help Teela to rebuild the heavens, to transform the heavens back to normal or whatever, this symbol appeared on the He-Man. So I like that. I like the fact that the Revolution show paid nod or like tribute to this line here. But you got the it looks, I'm not sure what the belt is supposed to be. It looks like I don't know, like a face. You can make up your own imagination. Um, big giant hands and small, like his hands are bigger than his legs right there. But a very different take on He-Man. But like I said, I like the fact that they gave us that. To me, this is me, that more of that '80s vibe when I look at this He-Man here. Now Strider here, I don't know. Like I said, I love the paint. I love the, like, it looks like smoke on the paint here. I'm getting like that, more of that, like I don't know, Greek god, like Pegasus and like, or a griffin type of feel to this particular figure or Strider here. Very little articulation. Okay. Of course, the gun's right there that you can just plug in. But that's it. I mean, let's show the front of him. There's no eyes. There's nothing, and there's no movement in the head. The helmet is, a little bit flexible, but you can't move it or take it off or pop it off. I feel like this right here, you can pop off. You can see right there. Oh, sorry guys, if I get the camera just right. Right. I feel like the handles you can pop off if you wish. But other than that, there's nothing that tells me that this is Stridor. I mean, they could have done a brown with the orange legs. I feel like that'd been more of appropriate paint job. Even the paint job here is very cool, and I like it. But no. But let me know in the comments below your thoughts and feelings, if you wish, about this. It would have been nice to get some stickers too, that or something like shows mechanical movement, or like a computer, like an actual robot. I don't see that with this version. And I guess if I would, if like I said, if the show would have continued from at least season 4, and we got a better understanding with this figure that could have been introduced in the season 4, then I would probably have a better understanding of this figure right here, what it is. But I don't know. I feel like this is a poor man's attempt, of Stridor here. And I really wish he could have done something differently with this figure here. But let me know in the comments below. This is still, don't get me wrong, it's still a cool figure. And I'm happy to have it in the collection. But like I said, if you handed me this right now, and out of the packaging and say what this is and ask me what it, I would know. I wouldn't tell you. Like, you have to give me a hint. And like I said, if you did give me a hint and said this is from the Master of the Universe, my first guess would be, of course, Night Stalker right there. Because I feel like, because the purple right there, and with the black and with the gold right here, like everything is crying out to me Night Stalker look, and and not Stridor. But there you go, guys. But let me know in the comments below your thoughts and feelings. Now, this, of course, is, like I said, the final figure, one of the final figures that came out before they canceled the show and the total line. So there was, like I said, I think Mattel was just trying to just come up with any idea of a different look. Now, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong of the different look of Stridor. I like that. I like they gave us something very different and very unique. But give us that same, I don't know. I'm struggling here, to come up with something good with this version of Stridor. But the different look is fine. I love it. I love it. I love variety. I love different things. Trying different things of this universe. This is a multiverse of He-Man. So you could say this is a totally different universe that came out in my mind, in my imagination, when I can use. But I really wish they could give this something unique, something different in a way. I don't know. But at the same time, they did give us something different and unique, It's hard. It's hard. But there you go, guys. I know this is kind of a weird video or review here of this, one of the final figures to come out, in the CGI line. This particular vehicle, He-Man looks great. He-Man looks perfect. I mean, your standard version of He-Man, But there you go, guys. This is kind of a weird, fun, review today of one of the final figures to come out in the CGI line. And like I said, I'm happy to have it. And I do like the fact that this line, like Origins and somewhat Masterverse. Man, Masterverse is more heavily in the figures, I will admit that. But I love the fact that this line gave us variety. It gave us different vehicles, a playset, Talon Fighter, multiple figures, and I like that. It gave us a lot. Pardon me again, guys. But let me know in the comments below your thoughts and feelings, at least what you think of this version of Stridor here. I mean, if I had to pick, of course, hands down, this is going to be my version of Stridor. And speaking of Stridor, I'm hoping, I should have told you this earlier in the video, I'm really hoping to get a vintage version of Stridor in my vintage collection, and I cannot wait to get that in my hands. I'm just, hopefully it's in good condition. We're looking through the store to the same gentleman who sold his Grayskull, his vintage Grayskull, which I put on the channel, the same Grayskull where I rebuilt, gave us a variety of vehicles, which I've shown on the channel, of the Wind Raider and the Roton. Did have a Stridor figure as well, and hopefully I will be able to get that Stridor in my collection, depending on the condition. I hope it's in good condition, and I cannot wait for that. So, I mean, yes. But there you go, guys. There's a look at the CGI version of Stridor, their take on it, a very different take on it. So let me know in the comments below your thoughts and feelings. In general, the CGI line. I know this was not a line for everyone to collect and didn't care for. I didn't mind it. Like I said, I did not mind it. It was a fun line to collect, and I was happy to collect this line. And I will admit, I was sad that the show, at least the show, was canceled, because I was really enjoying that show on Netflix. That was a fun show to watch. All right, but now I'd like to take the time now, of course, to thank my subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. It's been a lot of fun and very different, all over the place, look at Stridor here, and HeMan, of course, and CGI line. Of course, don't forget to hit the notification bell when you upload new videos. And of course, like I said, whenever you watch this video tomorrow on Tuesday, I do hope that you are able to pre-order your Glendar figure from Mattel Creations. The next pre-order is coming out on Tuesday or today, whatever, or depends on when you're watching it. So I do hope that you are able to add him to your amazing collection. Also, don't forget, on Mattel Creations, there is a sale going on right now and some deals, and that 4-pack HeMan Origins figures that originally go for $150 is now dropped down to $90, plus tax. And I feel like that's a great deal, with these 4 figures. Like, you think that 4 figures are like at least $20 a piece, plus tax and stuff like that. So I think that's perfect. I mean, with the box art, the television, the really cool, slip covers that come with each figure, I think that is a must-have for anybody who collects the Origins line. So check it out. All right, guys. So I hope you guys have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. And on Wednesday, I'm hoping to have the final figure of the cartoon collection of Montana in my hands to review. If not, I will probably do an unboxing. I feel like going back to the Thundercats line, and this time unboxing Mumra, the Ever-Living. All right? So, I hope you guys have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Take care, and have a good one, everybody.